Okay, here's the latest addition to my collection. This one is a really nice clock. It's a New Haven Westminster Chimes Banjo clock with the Mount Vernon glass on it and the original throat glass. I was lucky enough to get this in like an estate collection that, well, we knew the people personally, so we were able to get a first look at it, and this clock was there. And I've actually wanted one of these for a long time, and I finally was able to get one, and I also got a really nice one. It's got its nice original painted dial on it, and if I open up the bezel, you can see that it's got some wear and tear, but that doesn't bother me at all, just because the condition of it is so good for how old this clock is. When you come to the bottom, you'll notice that you open up the bottom glass and there's nothing there to look at. But then when you come under here, there are these little latches right here, and this is what holds in the throat glass. So this is where the chime hammers and the chime rods are stored for the Westminster chimes, and they're activated by these super long New Havens, like they're New Haven, what's it called, like lift arms pretty much, and they're connectors. You'll also notice the pendulum up here and the small arc, and that's because this is a Westminster Chimes mantle clock movement adapted to fit into a banjo clock case, which they did so really well, and it's surprising how well they did it, because this case is not meant for something like this, but they made it work, and they made it work real well. And you'll also notice the pendulum is barrel, because the wide swing, if it was like a normal circle, then it would probably hit the sides, and so this is to adapt for the arc. The chimes on it are pretty good. They're not the best, you know, the American clocks weren't known for their beautiful chimes, but this one sounds pretty good. Now to gain movement access on this clock, you have to turn it around, and there's this like metal swing door like they would have on a porcelain clock. So here's the insides of the Westminster Chime Banjo clock. You'll see the movement is pretty much identical to your standard timbre clock one. The only differences are these longer connectors, and that on the strike there's not a fifth note. It strikes on the highest note and the second lowest note. But pretty much identical. It's got the small circle movement with the super compact gear trains, and these things are beasts to work on. Luckily this one works for me, so I don't know how much I'll have to do to it, but I have another New Haven that I had to completely take apart and rebush a lot of it, because some of the trains I couldn't even get power to with everything out of it, so I got lucky with this one. And also this side arm is here. If you look back in the previous clips, I have it on. It's just loose and it's missing a couple nails. But other than that, that wraps it up for this video and this clock. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video.